Friends, today we have brought for you such an incident, which after hearing, you too will be surprised. Today's story is about a rich man's shining Fortuner car, and in front of that car, at the crossroads, begging his divorced wife, which is a true incident of Karachi. It was morning time. At Numish Chowrangi of Karachi, like every day, there was a traffic jam. And in that jam, a shining white BMW car was stuck. In the car was sitting Imtiaz Ahmed, a well-known businessman who with his driver was going to Lahore for an important meeting. When their car reached the crossroads, Imtiaz said to his driver, "Brother, stop a little. See how long this traffic jam is. What is the need of so much hurry? So many people are standing ahead. There is no benefit in hurrying. Let us go slowly." We still have a lot of time for our meeting. Imtiaz's driver, accepting his words, stopped the car at the crossroads. Imtiaz's sight fell on some women standing around. These women were in old, dirty clothes. On their faces, tiredness and helplessness were clearly visible. With them were also small children, who, in dirty clothes, were moving here and there. Seeing them, Imtiaz thought, "They are beggars." And seeing them in this condition, his heart melted because he was always of kind nature. However busy he might be, helping needy people was his habit. He said to his driver, "Lower the glass." As soon as the glass was lowered, Imtiaz took out his purse from his pocket, and from it, he took out some notes, and calling those women, gave each of them 500 rupees, and smiling, said, "Keep this. It will be useful to you. Buy something to eat for your children." The women, taking the money, blessed him, and slowly went away from there. The traffic jam slowly started reducing, and Imtiaz's driver was about to move the car forward. Just then, Imtiaz's eyes fell on a woman who was standing near his car window, knocking again and again, and saying, "Sir, you have not given me anything." Hearing her voice, Imtiaz was shocked, and his eyes became fixed on that woman's face. The face was full of tiredness and dirt, but still, it seemed somewhat familiar. Immediately, he lowered the glass and said to her, "Oh, you are Majibeen, right?" That woman, seeing Imtiaz, stopped suddenly. Tears came into her eyes, and in a slow voice she said, "Yes, I am Majibeen. But Imtiaz, you here?" Imtiaz's heart skipped a beat. Friends, this was none other than his divorced wife, Majibeen, with whom his divorce had happened 4 years ago. Imtiaz, surprised and embarrassed, asked, "Majibeen, you in this condition? You were a girl from a good family, and at the time of divorce in court, you had taken 50 lakh rupees from me. Still, you are begging on the road, going door to door. Why? Majibeen, you could have lived your whole life in comfort. Then why this condition?" Hearing all this, tears started flowing from Majibeen's eyes, and she said, "Imtiaz, give me a little time. I will tell you everything." Imtiaz said to Majibeen, "All right, then you sit in the back seat of my car." Imtiaz said to his driver, "Open the back door." Imtiaz's driver immediately opened the door, and Majibeen sat in the car. But as soon as she sat in the car, some shopkeepers and passers-by around became doubtful. They thought, "Is this rich man not seating this poor woman in the car for some bad intention? Within moments, a crowd gathered at the crossroads, and people started questioning, "What is happening? Where are you taking this woman?" Everyone started wrongly suspecting that man. The women who were begging with Majabin also came there and said, "Where are you going with this man? Is he forcing you?" Everyone standing there started whispering and said to that man, "Brother, what are you doing?" Seeing all this, Majabin immediately said, "He is my divorced husband, Imtiaz Ahmed. I am going with him by my own will. He is not forcing me." The crowd became a little calm, but some people were still whispering. Some started saying, "He seems such a rich man. Why has he seated this poor woman in his car? Surely there is some reason, maybe some bad intention." Hearing all this, Imtiaz became angry, but he remained calm because he knew if he said anything, then the matter would increase more. He said to Majabin, "Come, let us go from here." Imtiaz's driver started the car, and they went away from there. Imtiaz took Majabin to a nearby hotel, and giving some money to his driver said, "Go, from the market buy a good shalwar kameez, shoes, and some necessary things for her." Imtiaz's driver immediately went, and returned with a beautiful blue shalwar kameez, shoes, and a small bag. Imtiaz said to Majabin, "Go to the hotel bathroom, take a bath, and wear these new clothes." Majabin did so. When she came out in new clothes, Imtiaz, seeing her, was surprised. He thought how much the situation had changed her, but her beauty and innocence were still the same. Majabin now was looking much more confident than before, as if a new bride. Imtiaz said to her, "I am going to Lahore for an urgent work. If you give me a little time, I will come tomorrow to this hotel and meet you." Majabin said, "All right." Imtiaz said, "You will meet me in this hotel only. Do not go anywhere. I am arranging everything for your food." Imtiaz told his driver to arrange for Majabin and said, "I will come back early tomorrow and meet you." Majabin said, "All right," and went to her room. Imtiaz went to Lahore. Reaching Lahore, he quickly finished all his work during the day. But at night, while sleeping in the hotel, Imtiaz could not spend the night. On the other side, Majabin also could not spend the night. Both of them, in hesitation, twisting and turning, spent the whole night. The next day, Imtiaz, from Lahore, returned quickly and reached the hotel. Reaching the hotel, he saw Majabin and felt a little relieved. After some time, both sat and started talking. Majabin began her story. She said, "I never wanted that I take divorce from you." Imtiaz said, "Then why did you take divorce?" She said, "When our marriage happened, then my family people, seeing your wealth, had given my marriage with you. My sister's husband and my brother were very greedy. When they came to see you, then returning home, they had said, 'The marriage we will do in that house only, whatever happens. And after marriage, we will get the divorce done, so that we can take money and put fine on you.' But before marriage, I did not know this. After a few years of marriage, they provoked me to take divorce from you. They used to say, 'From you, a big amount of money will be received, and we all together will start a new life.' I was misled by their words, and in court, I had claimed compensation of 50 lakh rupees from you, and you had even given that money." Sitting in the hotel, Majabin continued her story. After divorce, Majabin's family's brother-in-law and brother had snatched the whole 50 lakh rupees. They had said, they will get me married again and buy a flat so that I can start a new life. But slowly, all the money got finished. My sister's husband had invested the money in his business, and my brother had spent it for his marriage. When the money got finished, then my family threw me out of the house. Even my parents did not stand by my side. They started saying, "You are now divorced. You are a burden for us." Tears started flowing from Majabeen's eyes, and she said, "I had no other way, Imtiaz. I was helpless. Imtiaz, I, falling in my family's trap, destroyed my own home. My sister's husband was very greedy, who forced me to do all this, and I was misled by his words. And now I have come to the road. When I was thrown out of the house, then I worked in others' houses, sweeping, mopping, whatever work I got, that I did. But everyone used to insult me, so I left work and started begging on the road. One day, when I was begging at the station, then at Numishcharangi, with some beggars, I met. They took me with them, and I also went with them, because I had no other way. I started living with them, and slowly started begging. I knew this was wrong, but I had no other way. I had married you, but in my heart, the same love for you was there. I had kept our marriage photo with me, because that was my last hope. Hearing all this, Imtiaz became stunned. Tears started flowing from his eyes. He thought how the greed of a person can destroy someone's whole life. Imtiaz asked Majabeen, "My mother used to miss you a lot. Why did you never try to meet her?" Majabeen, crying, said, "I used to feel ashamed, Imtiaz. How could I meet them? I had done wrong with you. I used to think, Imtiaz's mother will never forgive me." Talking and talking, it became 12 o'clock at night. Imtiaz said to Majabeen, "Even today, in the evening, I have a meeting in Lahore. I am going again to Lahore. If you give me your address, where you stay, then I will come back and meet you again." Majabeen gave the address of her rented small room, and Imtiaz went to Lahore. After finishing the meeting, when he went to sleep, then also his same condition. The whole night he could not sleep. He kept thinking of Majabeen. He thought, even if Majabeen had done wrong, her heart is still pure. It was not even her fault. She had been provoked by her family people. Can I give her one more chance? On the other side, Majabeen also was restless in her small room. She thought, Imtiaz has given me so much respect, but am I worthy of him? The next day, Imtiaz quickly finished his work and returned to Karachi and reached the address given by Majabeen. But there he came to know that Majabeen had again gone to Numishcharangi to beg. Imtiaz reached the crossroads and started searching Majabeen. Majabeen, seeing him, became surprised. Imtiaz said, "Majabeen, come with me." He seated Majabeen in his car and moved towards her rented room. Majabeen's room was a small one, an old bed, some broken things, and on the wall was hanging Imtiaz and Majabeen's marriage photo. Imtiaz, seeing that photo, stopped and asked, "Majabeen, our divorce had happened 4 years ago. Then why this photo?" Majabeen started crying heavily and said, "Imtiaz, I never wanted to divorce you. My family had taken me on the wrong path. Even today, I love you as much as I loved at the time of marriage. This photo, for me, was the shelter of our old memories. Seeing this, I used to console myself that maybe one day everything will be all right. Imtiaz's heart melted, and he said, Mahjabeen, even if you made mistakes, your heart is still pure today. I forgive you. But now we have become legally separate. I will definitely help you. Then Imtiaz said, my mother used to miss you a lot. Do you want to talk to her? Mahjabeen's eyes shined, and she said, yes, Imtiaz, I want to talk to your mother. Imtiaz immediately called his mother and said, Ami, Mahjabeen has been found. Talk to her. Hearing Imtiaz's mother's voice, Mahjabeen started crying heavily. Imtiaz's mother said, Beti, where were you? I missed you so much, Mahjabeen said. Ami, I made a very big mistake. Will you forgive me? Imtiaz's mother immediately said, Beti, mistakes are of humans only. You are my daughter-in-law. I always loved you. Imtiaz, bring her home. Imtiaz could not refuse his mother's words and said to Mahjabeen, Come home with me. Mahjabeen was hesitating, but Imtiaz gave her trust and seated her in his BMW car and took her home. As soon as they reached home, Imtiaz's mother, arranging the duet plate with dates and flowers, welcomed Mahjabeen. Mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, hugging each other, started crying. Imtiaz's mother kissed Mahjabeen on the forehead and said, Daughter, you have returned. Now everything will be all right, Imtiaz said to his mother. Ami, she had taken 50 lakh rupees from me. Is it right to accept her again? Imtiaz's mother replied, Son, if the mistake of morning returns home by evening, it is not called a mistake. Mistakes are of humans only. If she is repentant, then forgive her. Imtiaz forgave Mahjabeen, and in his business gave her a small responsibility so that she can become self-reliant. Mahjabeen slowly regained her confidence, and Imtiaz and Mahjabeen, with love and trust, started a new life. Friends, this story teaches us that the value of relationships is not in money, but in trust and love. Mahjabeen's family's greed had brought her to the road, but Imtiaz's kindness and forgiveness gave her again a new life. Greed destroys humans, but humanity and forgiveness join broken relationships. Another lesson of this story is a person's respect is not determined by his situation, but by his heart. Imtiaz had seen Mahjabeen begging on the road, but he recognized not her past, but the value of her being human. So, friends, today's story ends here. How did you feel about the story? Do not forget to tell in the comments. If you liked it, give a like for encouragement. And those who watch the video till the very end, they write in the comment, complete. Then we will know who all have watched completely. We'll see you again in another new video. Until then, take care and Allah Hafiz.